Hello and welcome to another English lesson. My name is Davor, and this lesson is called Financial Literacy Part 1. So let's get ready. Get yourself a notebook, pen or pencil, PC, tablet or smartphone, and a lot of motivation. Here are some of the links that you're going to need and some of the QR codes that you can scan. So what are we going to do in this lesson? We'll try to raise our financial awareness, acquire and practice some new vocabulary, do some research, watch a video for a main idea in detail, and we'll try to write a report and practice some passive voice. So if you look at this word cloud and some of the words in it, can you guess what today's topic is going to be? So today we are going to talk about banks. So what is a bank? As you can see from the photos, is it a tin can you have at home? Is it a piggy bank? Or is it an institution? Of course, it's an institution. Today, banks are becoming more virtual. So there are internet banks, online banking, and the latest in the financial development is a blockchain and fintech institutions. So what is a bank? A bank is a financial institution licensed to receive deposits and make loans. So there are different types of banks. There are retail, commercial, and investment banks. All the banks around the world are regulated by the national government or central bank. In Croatia, that's HNB or Croatian National Bank. What about the history of banks? Well, the earliest banking system dates back to 18,000 BCE. Of course, there was no money back then, but something like a banking system can be recognized. Then we move on to the ancient Mesopotamia, where we will find the earliest proper banks. During the medieval period, banks were very influential in Italy, and the word bankrupt actually comes from the Italian bancarotta. Modern banking appeared between the 17th and 19th centuries. Rothschilds, still one of the richest families, started international banking, and the 20th century brings us the banks that we know today. If you want to learn more about the banks, please follow the link above. So what can we do in a bank, or what is some of the vocabulary connected with banks and money? Here is a little activity that you can do. Just follow the link. If you're interested in the key, you can scan the QR code or you can follow my lead. So account is something where we can withdraw money from or we can deposit money in. Cash, you can be short of cash, paying cash, a cash point, and cash flow. Refused a credit, you can have a bad credit rating, you can be offered a credit, or you can buy on credit, very popular in Croatia. Debt, something that you have to avoid, run up a huge debt, write the debt off, get into debt, or be in debt. Currency, So currencies like kuna, dollar, pound, you can strengthen the currency can collapse, or like the Croatian National Bank is trying to do today, trying to keep a stable currency. You can run out of money, you can be good with money laundering, that's something you're not allowed to do, and if you get a good job, you can make good money. Loan sharks, bad people, you can apply for a loan, pay off my loan, and maybe you'll even get a student loan. Overdraft, go into an overdraft facility, apply for an overdraft, and my overdraft limit. That's actually the money the bank gives you that you can spend even if you don't have it. If you need to, you can follow the link and check the answers online. So, research and report. Here are the 4 terms: cash flow, money laundering, an overdraft on my account, credit rating or credit score. So choose one of these topics, watch the video on the link, and prepare a report. So what I would like you to do in this report, explain the term you're writing about, note down and explain 5 or 7 most important things you have learned from the video, and write 2 to 4 conclusion sentences summarizing the topic. Please send your reports, 50 to 70 words, to your teachers to check. Let us move on. The second topic we have for today. The company pays my wages. Let's take a look at this sentence. The company is the subject, pays is the verb, and my wages are an object. The activity in this sentence is going from the subject to the object. If we look at the second example, my wages are paid by the company. You notice that my wages have moved into the first place. Something happened to the verb, it changed its form, and the company is preceded with by. The activity is still moving in the direction from the company to the wages. So what are we talking about is passive voice. So what is passive voice? We use passive voice to focus attention on who or what an action affects. So mainly the object of the action. And we use passive when it is unclear or unimportant who performs the action. So whether the person is unknown or we don't find the person who performs the action important. If we want to say who is performing the action, we use the word by and then we add the subject. The form of passive voice, the verb be, to which we add a past participle. We don't use passive for intransitive words. So these are words which don't take an object. For example, become, happen, rise, fall, wait, arrive. So let us repeat. We form passives using be plus participle. For example, is sold, will be given. We don't use passive with intransitive verbs, so verbs which don't take an object, like become, happen, rise, fall, wait, arrive, lack, die, cry, disappear. Now, let's move on to your work. Use the link or the QR code above and try to connect the tenses with their passive forms. And this is what it looks like. So, in present simple, the form is on the right. What you'll notice is that the verb is always the same, the main verb. It's in past participle. What we change is the form of the verb be. And this corresponds to its form in the given tense on the left. So, let's practice a little bit. So we have a sentence, John 2 months to repay the loan, in present perfect. John has been given 2 months to repay the loan. Interest, so put up in present continuous. Interest rates are being put up by the banks to 5%. They're afraid of by the coronavirus. So after certain verbs and preposition, we can use the form be plus ing plus past participle. So in this case, they're afraid of being infected by the coronavirus. Let's practice some more. John admitted that he had made a mistake, but stressed he had also learned a lesson. So John admitted that a mistake had been made, but stressed that a lesson had been learned. A past perfect. PayPal is transferring the money into my account and I will be able to use it in the next few days. The money is being transferred to my account and will be available in the next few days and will become available in the next few days. Mary's first and second choice of universities rejected her applications, but her third choice has accepted her. It's preparing the paperwork she needs to complete. Mary's applications to her first and second choice of universities were rejected, but she has been accepted by her third choice. The paperwork she needs to complete is being prepared. So, as they say, practice makes perfect. Please follow the link and do some more activities online. A picture of a National Bank in London to complete our lesson. So, we talked about banks and passive voice. What I know from this unit, try to note down what you have learned. If there are things that you want to know, write it down in the second column. And if you think you need more practice of passive voice, put a tick in the last column. So thank you for your attention and hope we'll see each other next time. Bye.